And is there anything that you seen a while before Pop actually started blowing up with his music that you said, my baby has something here? And what was that you actually seen in him to say that?
Just the way he went about life. I knew I knew that whatever he did, he wouldn't be working for someone. Or whatever he did, it would be something he designed himself.
Come up in a minute. Shut up when I'm sipping. Look at how I'm living. Everything different.
Welcome back, everybody. Today we have another special guest. And she's very, very special to me. And this is the second time we're interviewing, so I'm excited. We have Ma Smoke here, Miss Jackson. Say hi to everyone.
Hi, everyone.
I finally get you to myself on an interview. And I'm excited because the last time we spoke, we were at the liquor store, remember? At the
that's right. That's right.
The first, and I was excited because I'm going to talk about when I seen you basically told the same thing you spoke to me on Hip Hop Homicides. We're definitely going to talk about that later because I just watched it, so it's fresh in my mind. But I'm excited to have you. Thanks for coming by again. Welcome. This is long awaited. This has been 2 years now. We've been working together, and I'm so excited to talk about all the things that we're doing.
We're doing a lot, y'all.
We're doing a lot. We're doing a lot. I'm excited. So let's first talk about Shoot for the Stars Foundation, because that's the baby that we're growing. It's been exciting, the ups, the downs, just everything. I'm embracing everything with it. But I want you to tell everybody what we've been doing.
Well, it's truly a 2-year-old.
It's a growing baby. And it's happening right before our eyes, right?
Yes. I'm really excited. I didn't think, when you do something, you do it. And then for me, it's kind of sitting back and looking at it. And it's like the things that are being done are things I've seen other people do. But, I was a guest there and I was like, oh, this is so fabulous. Never thinking that I would be the one to be producing stuff like that. So I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time doing it.
Learning.
Yeah.
Learning a lot.
My God. And just having to be open to the learning. This whole CEO thing is no joke.
If there's anybody that's built for it, though, it's you. What would you say is the hardest part with growing the foundation right now?
Really, it's just kind of getting people who are going to be in place consistently.
Committed.
And then I think for me, it's a transition of being in relationships with people where my role is now switched. They've always been the people to take the lead and, I kind of either lay back or follow along, and now it's my turn to be in the lead. So it's just managing my dis-ease with that. But, I'm learning.
And what do you see us doing within the next year, growing the program? Like, what do you see us adding to the program now?
Taking over the world, Pinky.
We definitely are. We definitely are. I just feel like it's growing so fast, one.
It is. It amazes me the opportunities that are falling into my lap. And they're just so seamless, right? I'm not struggling and stressing. I mean, I have a vision in my head of what I want or where it should go. And I'm one of those how it feels in my body.
We talk about that. We talk about that all day.
So, and it's going there. I mean, in my mind, in year 3, we would do international. International dropped into my lap.
She just came back from Cuba, y'all. Shoot for the Stars was in Cuba. Do you hear me? And it came so fast because I remember when we were talking about it, and then you're like, girl, I'm in Cuba. I was like, oh, sorry. So how was that?
That was amazing. We had an opportunity to go to a school. It was the little ones, but we got to meet with the children and their parents.
I seen the Pop Smoke shirts,
Yeah,
all the merch. It was just so...
It was so amazing. So they got up. When I got there, they'd been waiting for us. So I had them get up and kind of shake it, and then I had them dance. And it was... So I put on his song, and they were all dancing, and everybody knew the dance. I was like, okay, so now I have to learn the dance.
Oh, shame on you. You didn't learn to dance yet.
I know the dance. It's just I can't balance myself.
Oh, my goodness.
So
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
It was good.
I
It
think-
was good to, we went with the children and we worked with the Martin Luther King Center. And so we were taken, one to the school and then two into one of the areas, that was really hit badly by the storm. And, people need things. People
Right.
need things. I mean, milk for the young ones, so powdered
The
milk would be
babies,
a thing.
yeah.
Just candy, even for adults, just candy, But it was an amazing experience. I really enjoy going into other cultures and just kind of looking at myself through that lens. It was a wonderful experience.
I'm going on the next one.
Okay,
This one
okay.
came too soon, but I'm going on the next one.
Okay, we've been invited back, so.
Oh yeah, I'm going on the next one. But I'm thinking back on when we sat together the first time and all the things that we've manifested since then. I'm excited because I don't think you remember all the conversations that we had
No,
that
I
day.
didn't.
Well, I do. So let me
Okay.
remind you.
Okay.
So the first thing we talked about was you actually creating the program. So he had a vision, and I think that's so like beyond his time to even think so soon in his career to build a foundation. So what will you be like carrying out for him in this foundation?
Well, his whole thing was that he wanted to give back. Right? He wanted to give back. So we're designing opportunities for young people to participate in different things that would help them. Right? That would help them figure out which stars they want to shoot for. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to dream. Right? One of his things that he made up his mind that he was going to do something, and he moved full force into doing that thing. So it's giving young people the opportunity to dream and to believe that they can do what they set their minds to do.
Right? Because it was very, very fresh. It was you just finally coming out, talking more, and just saying you wanted to do more for artists, creatives in our community, and creating this safe space.
Right.
Remember? And then you were like, Casey, which is crazy because you had these showcases, and that's what I want to do as well. And then really, literally right after that, we had the first come up experience. And Massimo came out, she spoke to the artists, she introduced the program, and basically it was like, you said that I said prayer or just like open up in prayer or something, and you was kind of nervous. You was like, Casey wants me to pray? But I felt your words was prayer enough because I just think coming from you, everyone was just so elated to have you there. And before they actually performed and put their hearts and souls into their craft, for you to be there and experience that, I think that was like, you were like one of the most talked about people being there. Because the experience for me, more than anything, is the feel of everyone being there, the energy that's there. So I remember that one specifically, everyone was just like, Mama Smoke talking to us and like introducing us was like by far the most that I felt like, like, wow, I gotta really take this seriously. So I wanna thank you for that one.
You're welcome.
And after that, we just got straight to business after that. You was just like, Casey, so we're starting and I need you here.
That's kind of how I
That's
roll.
really
I
literally how it
voluntold a
started.
lot.
I'm just glad you trusted me to come along to the journey with you. You taught me so much in just the teaching aspect with the kids. Because I thought I was patient and like before, but I really am not. Like she taught me I am not. And I needed to work on it. Not that I'm not, but just it's things
When
that
you're dealing with kids, it's different. And I don't want to say young men versus the girls, but the girls you may have a second chance with. The guys, once they turn off, they can come back, but it's just harder work, So I'm really particular about making sure their sacred space
is their sacred space.
Right, it's their sacred space, and it's held for them.
And the thing is you might not know a space that you're creating by how you react to certain things, but that showed me right there that even though you're not conscious of it, it can still be happening.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful on how you interact with children, especially that are going through a lot, you know?
It's a relationship thing. So
Yeah.
it's just, we have to be conscious of how we respond and how it can be interpreted on the other side. Because, you know, we're just being ourselves, but the other side, you know, well, they say you can't tell me how I'm experiencing you. You don't know how they're experiencing you. Our intentions are not negative, but depending on the space that they're occupying,
Correct.
you know.
Right.
So
this week coming up, we have a show with NLE Chopper, right? The kids, we're taking the kids to see that.
right, they're going to Carnegie Hall.
Let's talk about hip hop meets PTSD.
No,
right?
hip hop meets mental health.
Mental health, sorry.
Yeah, hip hop meets mental health.
PTSD me.
Right, pushing through sadness and depression to me.
Right.
Right.
So, talk about that.
Okay, so in February we always hold a virtual space because that allows for his international fans, you know, and national outside of New York, to participate in what we do, and that's important to me. So when we came up with the first events, the first time we did Shake the Room, the feedback from the young people was like, you know, why didn't our parents tell us about how difficult life could be when you become an adult, and the negative things and the bad things that can happen to you in just becoming. And so we created a space for them during that program so that if they were being overwhelmed by anything, that they could kind of come offline and go to one of those rooms, the PTSD room, and chat. So when the program ended, the people who were hosting the room said to me the room was flooded with the kids coming in or the adults coming in and just wanting to talk or wanting to just decompress. So I then looked at feedback and then made that the next year, which was this year. And again, because of the feedback, again from that, what we did was we took each point presented and broke those down each quarter and presented it by itself.
Okay.
Right? So the idea of the event was to teach in a creative way how to manage sadness and depression, right? We did meditations and different, you know, energetic ways to deal with other therapeutic ways other than talk therapy that you can use to deal with your sadness and depression. Getting your voice, because when, you know, you've got, at some point you've got to be able to say what's going on. So we wanted to do that through singing. And then at some point you got to get up out the bed and do a little bit more than shower, right? You've got to move. So we did dancing, right? So to me it was a simplification, but again, it met people where they were. It wasn't confrontational, so you could ease into it. You know, as opposed to me telling you, well, you must get up and you must go to the exercise. just get up and dance in your room,
Right.
you know? Get up and turn on the radio or turn on whatever it is.
Just to get you in that space.
Yeah, open up your mouth and start singing at the top of your lungs. So we just took each one of those and made them a moment throughout the year. And so the last one, when we had the last one, which was healing intergenerational trauma.
That's a big one.
Because sometimes we're suffering from stuff that had nothing to do with us. We didn't do it.
Right.
Right? We just kind of grew up in it, and it's just what we know.
Right.
Right? We don't know why we're sad. We don't know why we're sitting in the room in darkness. We just don't know. And a young man said that, you know, as a man, it's difficult to show up with what you're feeling and your emotions, because as a man, you're not allowed. As a man, when you show emotions, when you emote, you ain't man enough. You got
That's
man
what some
up.
people actually
right?
think. And
we tell our boys, stop the crying. What you crying for? You know.
Right.
So I thought to myself, okay, so let that be our next topic, right? How do black men heal when they grow up in a culture that tells them that they're not supposed to show emotions, acknowledge emotion within themselves, much less with other people.
Right.
Right. So, and what I like to do with those sessions is we get the people that are going to be the on there with us, the guests with us, and we just kind of chat and let it kind of roll out and let it create itself. I mean, I go in with a basic idea, but what you end up seeing is the outcome of a discussion that's just kind of, you know,
I'm excited. I'm waiting. I'm definitely gonna be on that one.
Shut up when I'm sipping. Look at how I'm living. Everything different.